Jones, a few months ago, I was watching one of my favorite shows on TV.
Okay.
NC State losing in football. And it was the Military Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was watching the Military Bowl, and there was this guy who was running roughshod over the pack named Gavin Gibson. I was like, you know what? The Tar Heels could use a player like Gavin Gibson. Fast forward a few months later.
Yeah, look what happened.
Gavin Gibson's in Powder World headquarters. It's as easy as that in 2025 college athletics, Jones. So, Gavin, thanks so much for coming by.
Yeah, no problem.
And thanks so much for playing an important role in one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
That seemed like an intense game.
It was. The Military Bowl, that was full of emotions, going back up to Maryland where I was previously at the University of Maryland, going back up to Annapolis, playing up there, playing against NC State. Yeah, that was real special.
Take us through, just if folks don't know you, give us the quick snapshot of kind of your college journey, because as you mentioned, there have been a couple stops, and how you ended up in Chapel Hill.
So, yeah, originally from Hickory, North Carolina, I played football up in Charlotte, and then right out of high school, I went to Maryland. I was at Maryland my first 2 years, and then ECU this past year, and now, of course, I'm in Chapel Hill. But, I never redshirted. I was at Maryland my first 2 years, didn't redshirt, played there a decent amount. Last year, of course, played at ECU, had a great season, got to beat up on NC State, so that was nice. But yeah, now I'm here, Chapel Hill, back playing for the home state. Feels great.
Is it like, do you feel, and I know like at this moment you feel like a Tar Heel, but when it's all said and done, do you think you're going to feel like a Terrapin, a Pirate, a Tar Heel, maybe a little bit of all of them?
Honestly, it's crazy. I do have love for all of the places that I've been at, learned a whole bunch of lessons at everywhere, got a whole bunch of love for the people everywhere. But I think when it's all said and done, I think graduating from North Carolina, being able to play my last year at North Carolina, like always growing up being a Chapel Hill fan, born and raised, bleeding Carolina blue, I think this is definitely going to be my alma mater for sure.
What's life as a Tar Heel been like these last few months?
It's been great. Getting ready for the starting from around like camp, just getting back around everybody, being around all the new faces, this a whole new team, 70 new people trying to come together for one common goal. It's been tough, but I've loved every second of it, getting to meet new people, getting to meet the whole coaching staff, a whole bunch of experience there. They've been doing what they've been doing for a long time, and they've been very successful at it. So me just being able to come here and be a part of that, I thought that was really a no-brainer, especially back in January whenever I got that call, and it was like, we like you. And at first, I wasn't really sure. I was like, are you sure? Like, Bill Belichick said that he likes me. Like, are y'all sure? But, that was just like a no-brainer for me coming here, being coached by one of the greatest to ever do it. I just feel like that was an opportunity that you can't really pass up.
Everybody wants to win every game. We get that.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted to win like right away.
Yeah.
And we get it.
Yeah.
Can you explain kind of the challenge of having all these new guys, a lot of these guys who are playing key roles didn't come until the summer, just kind of the challenge of trying to get that many new people heading in the same direction?
It is. It's most definitely a challenge. This is different than anything that I've been a part of for any college team. Like at ECU, it was a whole bunch of guys that have built the program, built the culture, a whole bunch of fifth-year, sixth-year guys that have been there their whole career. Same thing in Maryland, but whenever you come here, you got your fifth-year guys that have been at different places. You got your young guys that just came out of high school, so it's a whole bunch of new faces. It's been tough, but at the same time, I feel like with everybody that we've brought in, everybody has that common goal, not only to win, but be successful as a team. Like you said, starting out, everybody does want to win, but that's tough, especially whenever you're just going against each other all day in practice, and then you finally get on that game field against somebody else, and it's like, okay, this is what it feels like to really have the eyes on you. This is what it feels like when the shot's flying full speed and you can't just rerun a rep if you mess up. So, like, it's been a whole bunch of learning throughout these past 4 games, and I feel like, especially with this bye week that we've just had, just being able to focus back on the fundamentals, being able to get back to who we are and who we need to play like, and then also the recovery aspect, because, people have these little bruises, little nicks, just being able to get back in the training room, having a full week off just to be able to focus on us, focus on our bodies, focus on the fundamentals. I feel like that was great. And now just going into ACC play, we gotta turn it up a few more notches.
Defense depends so much on communication. I got to know what you're doing. You got to know what I'm doing, or else we're giving up a touchdown.
Yeah.
When there's so many new guys out there, how do you get them all on the same page to where they are all playing like they know what the other 10 are doing at any given time?
I feel like that just has to go with trust. And then the first person that I met with in January whenever I first got here was Steve, the defensive coordinator, and he told me his philosophy. He told me that he doesn't like to have players confined into a certain role or a certain box. He said he likes to let his players run free. And I feel like everybody is starting to now adapt that role on the defense to say, if I'm making sure that I'm doing my job and I'm making sure that I'm doing what I need to do, then I can be free and I have free range doing what I need to do as long as I'm making sure I'm covering my assignment. I feel like everybody that has been brought in on the defense is starting to adapt this mindset, starting to adapt the mentality that I'm just going to be better than you and I'm going to be better than you, doing it at every point at time throughout the game. And like I said, there's just a mentality that Steve has been bringing and all the new faces that have coming in. Like we all know what it's going to take. We just have to realize how we're going to make that work, like with everybody else coming in, because everybody came from different backgrounds. Everybody had a different role at a different school previously, and then now just figuring out how to play with each other, figuring out how to trust each other, and just run around full speed and just make plays and know whoever got your back, got your back.
This is probably a similar question to what Adam just asked, but Coach Belichick does say all the time, like, do your job, right? That's something he loves to say. Is that harder to, I mean, I think most people understand that. Is that harder to do maybe in practice? And by practice, I mean, like, is it harder to actually do that than it sounds like it is to do? Does that question make sense?
That it does make sense. And honestly, I feel like, well, my dad, he was a coach. He's been my coach ever since I was playing football when I was 6 years old. And his big thing was you're 111. Do your 111. That was the mentality he always had. So it's a familiar sound to know, just do your job. And I think it can sound very clean and simple, like, yeah, you just go out and you do this, then we'll be all right. And if this person does this, we'll be all right. But whenever, like I said, the shots is flying full speed, you see one thing, you trying to anticipate something, you might jump something else whenever, you know, that's really not your assignment. But whenever it comes down to, like I was saying earlier, just trusting the guys to do what they're going to do and trusting the other 10 guys to play how they're going to play, then you don't need to go out the way to make a play. Like, the plays are going to come to you if everybody is just doing their job, doing their 111th, and just making the play that needs to be made whenever it comes to them.
Tell us something about Steve Belichick. I feel like he's kind of a mystery standing over there. He looks like he's got a lot going on, but I feel like people don't know a lot about him.
Nah, Steve is cool. I love Steve. He's very personable. You know, you can have a conversation with him whenever you want to. You know, I go up there, I'll be watching film with him. So, you know, he's just somebody that you can talk to, somebody that's not always going to be like a hard coach. You know, he's somebody that you can be friends with too. He's not somebody that you are afraid to have a conversation with. Like, I can go up to him, I can make a couple jokes at practice. I know that he's not going to be like all straight face mad the whole time. Like, he's going to laugh with you, he's going to have a good time with you. And I feel like that's a lot of people on the defensive staff in general. Like Mondo, he's a clown. You know, he'll joke with you all the time. Like everybody, Jamie, he's a clown. He knows how to joke with you. I mean, I feel like that just goes to show how the whole defensive staff wants to be treated and how they want to be able to treat us and how we want to be able to play. Like, they don't want us to play all stiff. Like, they want us to be loose, relaxed, and they bring that in the meeting rooms, out at practice all the time. So,
would you make a joke to Bill Belichick?
I have before.
How'd that go?
I have before.
Like, how you had to think about it, Gavin.
I have before. That's another thing. Like, as far as Bill Belichick, I feel like he really had a false narrative coming in. Like, I was intimidated of him whenever I first met him. I didn't really say too much. I was just saying yes sir, no sir, and that's about all. But the more that you talk to him, the more you get to know him as a person. And he'll have conversations with you too. Like, he'll walk around the hallway, he'll ask you how you're doing. Like, at practice, he'll ask you how you're doing. And I actually did crack a joke to him at practice. I think it was after Tom Brady's statue got revealed, and he made the joke. He was like, yeah, you know, Bill Belichick is going to find some way to critique this. I brought that up to him. He laughed about it. So, yeah, it was cool.
I fully understand all three phases need to continue to make improvement, right?
100%.
It has been a tough go at the beginning of the year for Carolina's offense. Mm-hmm. As a defensive player, how do you try not to get frustrated? How do you try to continue to just go out there and do what you're doing? And if you guys need to score points, go do that, or whatever it may be.
Yeah, like, at the end of the day, we already talked about it. Just do your job. We let the offense control what they can control, and we just try to control what we can control, whether that's in a good situation from special teams or in a bad situation from whatever happened to play before. We just go out there and we try to put it in our mentality that regardless of the situation, we're going to play how we need to play. We're going to lock in. And if we start to drive on our own 1 yard line, like they're gonna have to work to get that 1 yard to get into the end zone. So just making sure we're doing our job, just controlling what we can control. Because at the end of the day, like we know offense is gonna once they get going, they're gonna be good. Like a whole new offense, whole new coaching staff, new quarterback, new running back, new receivers, like everybody, new offensive line, just everybody trying to come together. I know it's going to take a little bit more time for them than us because we can just go out and we can play. They got to scheme more stuff up than us. So just trusting them, knowing that at some point in time they're going to get it right. And if they don't, then at the end of the day, like I know back in the day, the Miami Hurricanes, their defense scored more touchdowns than their offense. So if that's what it comes down to, then that's what it is. But just controlling what we can control at the end of the day, I feel like is the most important thing.
You mentioned you have been playing football since you were 6.
Yeah.
When you walked in the door, there was no doubt this was a DB.
Yeah.
Like when you came in the door, like that he plays defensive back. When did you figure out that was where on the field you needed to be?
So honestly, we can say I started playing football when I was 6, but my first picture of me as a baby was with the football. So ever since I was
right out the womb,
yeah,
here's a ball.
Here's a football. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this right. But I feel like always growing up, obviously playing youth football, you just let the best kid run around with the ball. So I was playing quarterback for a long time up until about middle school, and then we made a transition. I started working with my DB coach Chachi. Shout out Chach, best DB coach in the nation for real. But shout out to them. And then really just coming into high school, I played both ways a little bit my freshman year. But whenever I really locked in and I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Like football is the way playing. I played baseball growing up also up until COVID. So whenever I got to my sophomore year, started playing in Charlotte, started playing against the best competition in North Carolina, I was like, this is what I want to do. Chachi made the move. He said, we're going to play you at DB only. We're not going to do the both way thing. That's not how my high school did anyways. Like whatever you was going to play in college is what you played in high school. So I was playing corner, safety, and nickel. And then just working out with my DB coach all the time throughout the offseason. And then, here we are now.
I feel like you have a little bit of edge on the field. Like you're a chill guy right here, but I feel like you got a little bit of edge on the field. Is that a fair statement?
It is.
How do you control that, or does that just come out? How does that play out?
It really just comes out in the moment. Like you said, like usually I walk around, I'll just be chill, not really doing too much, not saying too much, real quiet, honestly. But under the lights, it's like an alter ego. It's like I'm coming out of my shell. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what I'm made to do. So I really feel like just that build up to the game, getting on the bus, and then once you finally run out on that field under the lights or whatever it is, it just comes out. I try to model my game after guys like I always watched Tyrann Mathieu growing up, the Honey Badger. So just try to have that dog on the field, not being the biggest guy, not being the strongest guy or the fastest guy, just knowing that you're a ball player, you're a dog, and at the end of the day, I'm going to beat you because that's how I play the game.
This is a really weird stretch of the schedule. You guys play one time in 27 days, almost a month.
Yes,
one game.
Yeah.
How do you try and, what's the goal during this time period? Obviously, you're playing Clemson on Saturday. You want to win the game. But what else are you guys trying to accomplish here in this really odd stretch where you're not playing very much?
Well, on the field, we're trying to get back to the basics, get back to the fundamentals. We've been doing a whole bunch of fundamental drills throughout Indy. We've been doing a whole bunch of basic drills just to focus back on what we need to do to be successful as a team. We don't need to go over and beyond to win a game. We just need to make sure that we're doing our job, like you said, on defense. And then as far as the offense, just making sure that we can do what we got to do whenever we're out on the field. So that's really been the main message, especially trying to get everybody's body right, people nicked up, bruised up, just making sure we're in the training room, making sure we're in the meeting room watching film, and then just focusing back on the fundamentals.
Okay, I got 2 really important questions. Number 1, what adjustments would I need to make in order to pull off this outfit that you've got on? Like if I want to wear this to the game on Saturday, what mindset do I need to have?
I don't know if you
don't really care. Yeah, don't really care what nobody else thinks. That's really how I always grew up. My parents, they're funny. They always used to try to embarrass me whenever they would drop me off at school, playing the music loud, beeping the horn, stuff like that. That type of stuff never really got to me. I really don't care what too many people think. And actually, I just saw this quote from LeBron James. I think he said it was Theodore Roosevelt's quote, "Man in the Arena." And he was like, forget what the naysayers are saying, forget what the critics are saying, because at the end of the day, they can't walk a day in your shoes. They can't play a day in the arena. So forget what they think. And that honestly stuck with me because if you want to pull off a fit, you want to look fly, forget what everybody else saying. Just pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean, even all the way down to the shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this like your pod outfit? Where
The
you
chain-
like, I
the
look
chain-
like
the
to the
chain's
pod?
big time.
I wore the chain because I was coming on the
Yeah.
This show because I was coming on the podcast. But yeah, most of the time, I really like wearing outfits. Most of the time, you won't see me in a lot of UNC gear walking around campus. I like to wear more outfits than anything. And also, I don't like all of the attention being an athlete. You know, it's good, but at the same time, it can be bad. And I don't want to be viewed as only an athlete. I want people to walk up to me and, like, if they want to talk to me or have a conversation with me, it's because they genuinely want to talk to me or just something like that. So, yeah, this is usually how I'll dress throughout the semester.
I'll work on it.
Yeah.
When we put the graphic on Instagram that says Gavin Gibson's coming on the pod,
Uh-huh.
you know, you can pick a song to go with it.
Okay.
What song should we put on there? Because you get more views if it's got audio.
Yeah.
So what should we put on there?
This is an important question, Gavin.
This is an important question.
You can get back to us if you need to think about it.
I've been messing with Lil Deal here recently.
Okay.
It's a song called Pray. It's a song called Pray For with the number 4. So you can play that one. I've been messing with Lil Deal. That's a pretty good song.
Okay. I feel like with you being a baseball guy, like you probably had a walk-up song in mind.
Yeah. Nah, not in mind. But
Okay.
my walk-ups, actually, we didn't have walk-up songs whenever I was.
You didn't have like a parent like with the speaker?
No, it was crazy. My little sister, she plays travel softball right now. She has a walk-up song.
But now it's a big
Yeah, that was a big thing. Whenever we was playing, we just walk up there, you know, go hit a home run and call it a day. Yeah.
You seem like I understand football is important to you,
Mhm.
but you seem like you have some other things that are important to you too. Like what else is important to you outside of just the game?
Family. My family is important to me. I talk to my mom and my dad a few times every day on the phone. And I got 3 younger sisters. Big age gap. I was the oldest, and I was the single child for 8 years. So my youngest sister, she's in 7th grade. The one after that is in 2nd grade, and the one after that is in kindergarten.
Oh wow! So yeah,
They're
big
young.
age gap.
Yeah, they're young. So I really love family, obviously, and then my faith. So really, that's about all. I don't really get into too much other stuff. I really love football.
What's the best thing about being a big brother?
Getting to watch them grow up, honestly. I feel like that's the craziest thing right now. Seeing my little sister in middle school, like she walking around like she grown, get her nails done, her lashes done, her hair done. I'm like, man, like where did the time go? You was just pooping in the diaper. Like what happened? Like what happened?
People appreciate that you have that on the podcast.
Yeah. Sorry, Gabby. Sorry.
All right. So again, it's an odd schedule. Carolina plays Saturday, another week off, and then it's 7 consecutive weeks with games for the rest of the regular season.
Yeah.
What's important? How we get this thing moving in the right direction? I know you guys are working on it every day. How do we do this here over the next couple of weeks?
You know, I've been talking to a few of the guys. I've had a conversation with a few of the guys on defense, just asking them like what's important to them. Like I feel like we got to get back to what's our why, because you know, coming here now, it's a whole bunch of distractions. Playing college football now is different than how it was even 5 years ago. We got to figure out what our why is. What are we playing for? What do we want to accomplish in the season? Because I've been saying this for a while, and I feel like this is just how it is. At the end of the day, this is the first team that Bill Belichick has coached. Like, Bill Belichick isn't going to get any discredit if we don't play good. Like, he's done what he's had to do, won so many Super Bowls. Like, he's a great coach. That's never going to be a question. It's going to be, well, are these players not as good as he thought they were if they're coming here and they're not doing this or they're not doing that? So I feel like it's really on us to figure out what's our why, how do we want to portray the season, and how do we want the season to look on us, not only as individuals, but as a whole team. And we just got to figure out what we want to be able to accomplish as a team also.